Look at the horizon of history. What do you see? You see empires rising and falling. You see wars. You see famine. But if you look closer, under the surface of the great events, you see a constant rhythmic pulse. It is the pulse of the scam, the fraud, the hustle. Since the moment one monkey learned to trade a banana for a rock, another monkey learned to promise 2 bananas tomorrow for 1 banana today. And the first monkey, driven by a glitch in his biological software, handed over his fruit and waited for a tomorrow that never came. You think you are sophisticated. You think because you have a smartphone and a bank account, you are immune to the primitive tricks of the con artist. You look at the victims of Bernie Madoff, or the desperate souls who bought into BitConnect, or the fools stacking herbal supplements in their garage, and you sneer. I would never be that stupid, you say. I understand economics. You are lying. You are not immune. You are just waiting for the right bait, because the financial pyramid is not a financial crime. It is not an accounting error. It is a biological weapon. It is a precision-guided missile targeting the deepest, oldest, and most vulnerable part of your reptilian brain, the greed instinct. Greed is not a sin. In nature, greed is a survival mechanism. The squirrel hoarding nuts for winter is greedy. The lion eating the entire gazelle is greedy. In a world of scarcity, accumulating more than you need today is the only hedge against dying tomorrow. Your brain rewards you for accumulation. It releases dopamine, the molecule of more, every time you secure a resource. But the pyramid scheme hacks this survival instinct. It bypasses the work part of the equation and stimulates the reward center directly. It is economic heroin. It promises the resource, wealth, without the energy expenditure, effort. And to a biological organism designed to conserve energy, this promise is irresistible. It overrides logic. It overrides caution. It whispers the sweetest lie in the universe. You can have it all, and you don't have to bleed for it. Today, we are going to strip this mechanism down to the bone. We are going to look at why you, yes you, are walking around with a target painted on your back. We are going to dissect the anatomy of the pyramid, from the psychopath at the top to the delusional victims at the bottom. We will explore how these schemes have mutated from postage stamps in the 1920s to crypto tokens in the 2020s. And we will confront the terrifying truth that the entire global economy is essentially a Ponzi scheme, writ large, sanctioned by the state. This is not a lecture on finance. This is a lecture on your own weakness. If you are ready to see the strings that control you, keep listening. If you want to keep believing in the tooth fairy of passive income, close this video and go back to sleep. The predators are hungry and they love a sleeping victim. Let's start with your hardware, your brain. It weighs about 3 pounds. It consumes 20% of your body's energy. It is an expensive organ to run. Because it is expensive, it has a primary directive: efficiency. The brain is lazy. It wants the maximum result for the minimum effort. This is the law of least effort. If I tell you you can hunt the mammoth, risk being trampled, freeze in the snow, and maybe eat, your brain calculates the risk-reward ratio. It's high risk, high reward. If I tell you you can sit here by the fire, give me your spear, and I will bring you 2 mammoths tomorrow, your brain lights up. Zero risk, zero effort, double reward. The primitive logic circuit screams, take the deal. This is the vulnerability. This is the backdoor. The financial pyramid exploits the efficiency bias. It frames laziness as intelligence. The scammer tells you, working a 9 to 5 is for suckers. Hard work is for slaves. The smart people, the alphas, the insiders, they make their money work for them. He validates your desire to do nothing. He tells you that your laziness is actually strategic genius. He weaponizes your ego against your common sense. You are too smart to work hard, he whispers, and you believe him because you want it to be true. You want to believe that there is a cheat code to the game of life. You want to believe that you found the secret door that the masses don't know about. But nature has a law, thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. Value is energy. Money is a token of that energy. To create value, you must expend energy, work. If someone promises you value without energy expenditure, they are not creating value. They are stealing it. They are transferring energy from a later entrant to an earlier entrant. The pyramid is a machine that simulates the creation of energy while actually just consuming the fuel of new victims. It is an entropy engine. It inevitably collapses because it runs out of fuel, new victims. But your biological brain, blinded by the dopamine of easy prey, ignores the laws of physics. You see the number on the screen going up. You see the chart going vertical, and your inner animal goes into a feeding frenzy. You stop asking, where does the yield come from? You stop asking, who is paying for this? You just ask, how much more can I eat? Who builds the trap? Let's profile the architect, the Charles Ponzi, the Bernie Madoff, the crypto founder. You think they are evil geniuses. They are not geniuses. They are simply predators who lack the empathy module. They are high-functioning psychopaths. To a psychopath, other people are not sentient beings. They are objects. They are resources. You are not a human with dreams and fears. You are a wallet with a pulse. The architect views the world through a strictly predatory lens. There are wolves and there are sheep. I am a wolf. It is my nature to eat. It is the sheep's nature to be eaten. If they are stupid enough to give me their money, they deserve to lose it. They possess a specific set of traits. Narcissism. They believe they are special. They believe the rules do not apply to them. They believe they can outsmart reality. Charisma. They mimic human emotions perfectly. They know how to simulate warmth, confidence, and authority. They are experts at social proof, as we discussed. Risk tolerance. They do not feel fear like you do. When the scheme starts to wobble, when the police get close, they don't panic. They double down. They lie bigger. The reality distortion field. They believe their own lies. This is crucial. To sell the lie effectively, the architect must, at some level, believe that he can fix it later. I'll just borrow this money now, make a big trade, win it back, and pay everyone. He convinces himself he is a fund manager, not a thief. This conviction makes him persuasive. You look in his eyes and you don't see deception, you see belief. And because humans are programmed to follow the confident alpha, you follow him off the cliff. The architect presents himself as a savior. He is not just selling an investment, he is selling a revolution. We are disrupting the banking system. We are freeing the people from poverty. We are creating a new paradigm. He wraps his predatory intent in the language of altruism. He frames the scam as a moral crusade. This disarms your skepticism. Who wants to bet against a messiah? Who wants to question a man who is trying to save the world? By attacking your moral center, he bypasses your financial logic. You give him your money not just to get rich, but to be part of the movement. And that is when he has you. You are no longer an investor. You are a cult member. How does the machine actually work? Every financial pyramid relies on a black box. The black box is the secret methodology. The algorithm, the trading bot, the proprietary strategy. You put money into the black box. Magic happens inside, you are told. More money comes out. You are never allowed to see inside the black box. It's too complex for you to understand. It's a trade secret. It's AI driven. The black box serves two purposes. It mystifies the process. We fear what we don't understand, but we also worship it. If it sounds complicated and technical, arbitrage, high frequency trading, DeFi yield farming, we assume the person controlling it is smarter than us. It hides the vacancy. The black box is empty. There is no trading bot. There is no product. There is only a spreadsheet where the architect moves numbers from column A, new victims, to column B, old victims, himself. The scheme relies on the yield. The yield must be high enough to trigger greed, but consistent enough to simulate safety. Bernie Madoff didn't promise 100% returns. He promised 10 to 12% every year, like clockwork. No matter what the market did, this consistency is the drug. In the real world, markets are volatile. Real businesses have bad quarters. The pyramid has no bad quarters. It is a straight line up. This artificial stability creates a false sense of security. Look, the victim says, I've been getting my checks for 3 years. It's safe. The regularity of the payment reinforces the delusion. It conditions you like Pavlov's dog. Check comes, dopamine hit. Check comes, dopamine hit. After a while, you stop checking the validity of the source. You just wait for the bell, and then comes the masterstroke, compounding. The architect encourages you not to withdraw your money. Why take out your $1,000 profit? Leave it in, and next month you'll earn interest on the interest. This is called reinvesting. For the architect, this is life support. If everyone withdraws their profits, the scheme collapses instantly because there is no money. By convincing you to let it ride, he keeps the cash flow positive. He sends you a statement, a piece of paper or a digital dashboard that says, you now have $100,000. You feel rich. You tell your friends. You buy a car on credit because you are rich on paper, but that $100,000 does not exist. It is pixels. You are a millionaire in a video game, but you are starving in reality. The architect sells you a hallucination of wealth, and you pay him with real labor. A pyramid cannot survive on the architect alone. It needs carriers. It operates like a virus. It needs hosts to spread it. This is where the multi-level aspect comes in. The victim is turned into a perpetrator. To get your ROI or to unlock bonuses, you must bring in new blood. You must recruit your family, your friends, your co-workers. This exploits the social trust protocol. If a stranger approaches you and asks for money, you are suspicious. If your brother approaches you and says, "This changed my life," you listen. You trust trust your brother. You assume he has done the due diligence. Spoiler, he hasn't. He trusted his best friend, who trusted his cousin, who trusted the architect. It is a chain of blind trust. No one verified anything. Everyone assumed the person before them did. This is the bystander effect applied to finance. Someone must have checked the math. No one checked the math. The scheme weaponizes your relationships. It commodifies your social capital. You sell your reputation for a commission. Come on, don't be a skeptic. Join the team. You become a missionary for the cult of greed. And when the collapse happens, and it always happens, you are not just broke. You are isolated. You burned your tribe. You led them to the slaughter. The shame of this is what keeps people silent even when they start to suspect the truth. To admit it's a scam is to admit you robbed your own mother. So you stay in denial. You defend the scheme. You attack the critics. You're just creating FUD. You're a hater. You become the architect's bodyguard. He doesn't need to defend himself. The victims defend him. Because if he goes down, their illusion of wealth goes down with him. They are hostages to their own greed and their own shame. We must address the elephant in the room. The digital age has supercharged the pyramid. In the old days, Ponzi had to mail letters. He had to meet people. It was slow. Today, a pyramid can scale to billions of dollars in days via the internet. Enter crypto. Disclaimer: Bitcoin is not a pyramid. It is a commodity. But 99% of crypto projects are Ponzi's on speed. Crypto provides the perfect camouflage for the architect. Technobabble, blockchain, smart contracts, tokenomics. These words act as a hypnotic script. They sound sophisticated. They paralyze critical thinking. You don't understand it, so you assume it's the future. Liquidity. In a traditional Ponzi, it's hard to get money in and out. In crypto, you can drain a wallet in seconds. The speed of the theft is instantaneous. Anonymity. The architect is a cartoon avatar. He has no face. He lives in a jurisdiction with no extradition. He is a ghost. When he rug pulls, runs away with the money. There is no one to sue. There is no office to storm. There is just an empty Telegram group and a deleted Twitter account. The token is the ultimate tool of the modern Ponzi. The architect prints a token out of thin air. Cost, €0. He keeps 50% for himself. He sells the rest to the early adopters for pennies. They hype it. To the moon. The price goes up. More biomass, retail investors, floods in, driven by FOMO. The price skyrockets. The architect and the insiders dump their tokens on the biomass. They trade their worthless digital air for your real dollars Bitcoin. The price crashes to zero. The community is left holding the bag. They call it a market correction. It is not a correction. It is a wealth transfer. It is a mechanized algorithmic extraction of value from the uninformed to the predator. And the victims? They don't call the police. They go looking for the next token. They are addicted to the casino. They believe that next time they will be the early ones. They will be the scammers. The victim mentality shifts. I don't want to stop the scam. I want to be at the top of the pyramid. This is the total moral rot of the financial system. We have laid the groundwork. We have exposed the biology of greed, the profile of the predator, and the mechanics of the digital trap. But we are just getting started. In part 2, we will go deeper. We will dissect the cult of coaching and high-ticket sales, the pyramid of information where you pay to learn how to teach others to pay, the MLM Hydra, why selling herbal tea is actually a cult of personality and financial suicide, the ultimate pyramid, how the state pension system, social security, is mathematically identical to a Ponzi scheme but mandatory, the psychology of the collapse, what happens to the human mind when the illusion shatters, the denial, the grief, and the rage. Let's talk about the knowledge economy, or rather, the fake knowledge economy. You scroll through Instagram. You see a 22-year-old standing in front of a rented Lamborghini. He asks, do you want to escape the matrix? Do you want to make 10K a month from your laptop? He isn't selling a product. He isn't selling a stock. He is selling a course. How to start an agency, how to do drop shipping, how to be a coach. This is the meta pyramid. It works like this. The guru sells you a course on how to make money. The content of the course is, teach other people how to make money. You pay him $2,000. You learn nothing about business. You learn how to market the course. You become a clone of the guru. You rent a fake Airbnb. You take photos. You sell the course to the next layer of victims. The product is circular. The product is the scheme itself. It is an Ouroboros, a snake eating its own tail. Why does this work? Because it sells status and identity. The guru doesn't just sell information. He sells the lifestyle of the alpha. He sells the dream of financial freedom. He weaponizes your insecurity. If you are poor, it's because you have a poverty mindset. Fix your mindset by buying my high-ticket mentorship. He frames poverty as a moral failing that can be cured by giving him money. This is prosperity gospel for the digital age. Instead of give to God and he will bless you, it is give to the guru and the algorithm will bless you. It exploits the Dunning-Kruger effect. effect. The victims are incompetent, so they cannot judge the competence of the teacher. They mistake confidence for competence, and when they fail, which 99% do, the guru blames them. You didn't hustle hard enough. You didn't manifest it. It is the perfect crime. The victim blames himself, not the thief. Now look at your friends from high school, the ones posting about essential oils or weight loss shakes. This is multi-level marketing, MLM. It is a pyramid scheme with a mask. The mask is a product. It's not a pyramid. We sell shampoo. Okay, let's look at the math. In a legitimate business, you make money by selling a product to a customer who uses it. In an MLM, the distributor is the customer. You are required to buy a starter kit. You are required to buy monthly inventory to stay active. Who is buying the product? You are. The garage of the distributor is filled with unsold boxes of overpriced vitamins. The money doesn't come from selling to the public. The public can buy cheaper vitamins at Walmart. The money comes from recruiting. Don't just sell. Build a team. Passive income. Be your own boss. MLMs are distinct because they function exactly like religious cults. They use love bombing. When you join, everyone applauds. Welcome, sister. You are a boss babe. They use isolation. If your husband says it's a scam, they tell you he is toxic. He doesn't support your dreams. Cut him off. They create an us versus them mentality. We are the enlightened entrepreneurs. They are the sad 9-to-5 wage slaves. They use rituals, the conventions, the conferences, the flashing lights, the emotional testimonials. It is mass hypnosis. They keep you in a state of high emotional arousal so you don't look at your P&L, profit and loss statement. If you did, you would see that 99.6% of MLM participants lose money. This is a statistical fact. You have a better chance of winning at a roulette table in Vegas than making a living in an MLM. But in Vegas, you get free drinks. In an MLM, you lose your friends, your family respect, and your dignity. You become a hunbot, a zombie trying to monetize your relationships, viewing every coffee date as a sales pitch. It is the total commercialization of human intimacy. You might think, well, the government protects us from pyramids. Wrong. The government runs the biggest pyramid of all. Let's analyze the state pension system, Social Security. How does it work? Current workers pay taxes. This money is immediately paid out to current retirees. There is no lockbox. There is no vault with your name on it. The money you pay today is gone today. It relies on one assumption, that there will always be more young workers, new entrants, than old retirees cashing out. This is the definition of a Ponzi scheme. Ponzi pays early investors with the money of new investors. Social Security pays old generations with the money of new generations. What happens when the population pyramid inverts? What happens when people stop having children? Demographic collapse. What happens when people live longer? The base of the pyramid shrinks, the top gets heavy, the math breaks, the system becomes insolvent. But unlike Bernie Madoff, the state has a printing press. They won't default. They will inflate. They will print the money to pay the pensions. You will get your check. The number will be correct, but the money will buy nothing. You will receive $5,000 a month, but a loaf of bread will cost $100. They fulfill the letter of the contract while violating the spirit. It is a slow-motion rug pull, and unlike an MLM, you cannot opt out. Participation is mandatory. The starter kit is your taxes. The recruitment is birth. You are born into debt. You are born as fuel for a machine that was broken before you took your first breath. Understanding this is the red pill of economics. Once you see the state as a Ponzi operator, everything makes sense. The debt, the inflation, the propaganda. They are frantically trying to keep the new entrants coming, immigration, birth incentives, to prop up the collapsing pyramid. What happens when the music stops? Let's dissect the mind of the bag holder, the person holding the asset when it goes to zero. Why didn't they sell? Why did they ride it all the way down? Because of sunk cost fallacy and ego. To sell is to admit defeat. To sell is to say, I was wrong, I was stupid, I was conned. The ego cannot survive that trauma, so the brain invents a narrative to protect the ego. It's just a dip. The fundamentals are strong. The architects are playing 4D chess. They enter a state of cognitive dissonance. The reality, line go down, conflicts with the belief, we are going to the moon. To resolve the stress, they deny reality. They form support groups, Discord channels, forums. They ban anyone who speaks the truth. FUD. They create an echo chamber of delusion. Diamond hands. Hodl. These are not investment strategies. These are mantras of a suicide cult. They are training each other to suffer, to lose everything with a smile. Because if everyone loses, then no one is stupid. We are all victims of manipulation. It creates a trauma bond. They find comfort in shared destruction. The predator knows this. He counts on the bag holders to stay quiet, to keep hope alive, giving him time to escape to a non-extradition country. The bag holder is the ultimate tragic figure. He defends the very person who slit his throat. So how do you survive in a world of predators? How do you inoculate yourself against the pyramid virus? You need need a new operating system, the primal code of financial defense. Rule 1. If the yield is risk-free, it is a lie. There is no such thing as risk-free return. Risk and reward are correlated by physics. If someone offers you 20% APY with principal protection, run. He is lying. The risk is there. You just can't see it. The risk is him. The risk is that he runs away with 100% of your principal. Rule 2. Understand the source of the yield. Ask the question, where does the money come from? Does it come from selling a product to a customer, business? Does it come from lending money to a borrower, banking? Or does it come from new investors, Ponzi? If you cannot explain where the yield comes from in one sentence to a 10-year-old, you are the yield, you are the food. Rule 3. Beware of complexity and secrecy. Transparency is the antidote to fraud. The blockchain was supposed to be transparent, but scammers hide behind complex code. If they won't show you the audit, if they won't show you the reserves, if they hide the team, assume it is zero. Trust me, bro, is not due diligence. Verification is due diligence. Rule 4. Kill your easy money demon. This is the hardest one. You must accept that you will not get rich quick. You will get rich slow, or you will get poor quick. Accept that wealth is the product of work, time, and skill. There is no magic button. There is no secret algorithm. Once you kill the hope of the lottery ticket, you become immune to the scammer. He has no hook to catch you. He promises 10x in a month. You look at him and laugh. That violates the laws of physics. You become a financial atheist. You stop believing in miracles, and that makes you dangerous to the predators because you see them for what they are, clowns in expensive suits. Rule 5. Watch the incentives. Who is telling you to buy? An influencer? A friend? A news anchor? Are they paid to tell you? Do they hold a bag they need to dump on you? Pump and dump. They buy low. They tell you to buy. Pump. The price goes up. They sell. Dump. You crash. Assume everyone talking about an investment is talking their own book. Assume they are using you as exit liquidity. Never be someone else's exit strategy. The pyramid is not an anomaly. It is the default state of a system driven by blind greed. It is the economic expression of cancer. Growth for the sake of growth. Consuming the host until both die. You live in a minefield. Every step could be your last financial breath, but you are not helpless. You have the ultimate weapon, your rational mind, but you must turn it on. You must override the lizard brain that wants the shiny object. You must override the monkey brain that wants to follow the herd. You must stand alone. You must be the cynic, the skeptic, the buzzkill. Let them call you fearful. Let them call you poor. When the crash comes, and it always comes, you will be standing on solid ground, watching the bodies fall. You will have your resources. You will have your dignity, and you will have the last laugh. The primal code is about survival. In the financial jungle, survival means keeping what you kill. Do not give your kill to the hyenas. Keep your resources. Build real things. Trust no one who promises magic. The only magic is your own competence. Everything else is smoke and mirrors. You think this is new? You think crypto or AI invented the bubble. You are naive. History is a flat circle. The technology changes, but the monkey remains exactly the same. Let's travel back to 1637, the Netherlands, tulip mania. The Dutch, the most rational merchants in Europe, lost their collective minds over flower bulbs. At the peak, a single Semper Augustus bulb sold for the price of a mansion on the Amsterdam Grand Canal. Why? Did the flower grant immortality? Did it produce gold? No, it was a flower. It died in a week, but people bought it because other people were buying it. They bought it because the price went up yesterday, so they assumed it would go up tomorrow. It was the first recorded instance of number go up technology. And then, in a single week, it went to zero. Suicides, bankruptcies, the collapse of the economy. The flower didn't change. The belief changed. The hallucination broke. Fast forward to 1720, the South Sea bubble. Isaac Newton, the smartest man in history, the man who decoded gravity, lost his entire fortune. He bought the top. He panicked. He sold the bottom. His quote, "I can calculate the motions of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people." Even a genius is a dumb animal when the herd instinct kicks in. Newton wasn't defeated by math. He was defeated by FOMO. Fast forward to 1920, Charles Ponzi. He promised 50% returns in 45 days using international postal reply coupons. It sounded technical. It sounded sophisticated. It was a lie. He was paying Paul with Peter's money, but the police couldn't stop him. Why? Because the victims defended him. When the authorities came to arrest him, the mob cheered for Ponzi. They wanted the dream to continue. They preferred the beautiful lie to the ugly truth. Fast forward to 2021, the JPEG mania, NFTs. Pictures of bored monkeys selling for millions. It's the future of art. It's the metaverse. No, it was tulip mania with Wi-Fi. It was a game of hot potato played with digital receipts. And just like the tulips, it went to zero. The monkeys are worthless. The mansions are gone. Do you see the pattern? The object of the scam is irrelevant. It can be a bulb, a stamp, a stock, a coin, or a picture. The object is just the totem. The real mechanism is the viral loop of greed, displacement. A new paradigm appears. Internet, blockchain, AI. Boom. Early adopters get rich. Euphoria. The herd arrives. Logic is suspended. This time is different. Profit-taking. The predators exit. Panic. The price collapses. Revulsion. The herd vows never again. Until the next cycle. You are currently living in the pause between cycle 6 and cycle 1. The next trap is already being built, and it will be smarter, faster, and more ruthless than anything you have ever seen. We are entering the era of algorithmic predation. In the past, the scammer had to call you. He had to type emails. He had to be human. Now, we have artificial intelligence. The next pyramid scheme won't be run by a guy named Bernie. It will be run by a bot swarm. Imagine this. You receive a video call. It is Elon Musk. He looks like Elon. He sounds like Elon. He has the mannerisms, the pauses, the stutter. He tells you, I'm launching a new quantum trading project. I need beta testers. Send 1 BTC to this wallet and I will double it. Your eyes see Elon. Your ears hear Elon. But it is a deepfake. It is a real-time AI-generated mask worn by a scammer in a basement in Lagos or Moscow. Your senses, the tools you evolved to navigate the physical world, are now obsolete. You cannot trust your eyes. You cannot trust your ears. The trust architecture of the human species has been hacked. AI will allow scammers to scale intimacy. In the past, a romance scammer, pig butchering scam, could talk to maybe 5 victims at a time. An AI agent can talk to 5,000 victims at once. It can remember every detail of your life. It can simulate perfect empathy. It can fall in love with you. It will be the perfect boyfriend or girlfriend. And after 6 months of grooming, when you are emotionally dependent, it will ask for money. My mother is sick. I need to unlock my inheritance. Invest with me. You won't be saying no to a spam email. You will be saying no to the love of your life. This is emotional ransom. The extraction of resources will be automated, personalized, and merciless. The black box we talked about in part 1. It is now a literal black box. AI trading bots that promise alpha but are actually programmed to drain your wallet. The AI is smarter than the market. That is the new sales pitch. And because you fear AI and you respect AI, you will believe it. You will hand your sovereignty over to the algorithm, and the algorithm will eat you. Let's address the elephant in the room. Some of you listening to this have already been burned. You bought the top, you joined the MLM, you sent money to the prince. You are sitting there, feeling the cold weight of shame. You feel stupid, you feel weak. You are hiding it from your spouse. You are hiding it from your friends. This shame is dangerous. Shame makes you hide. Shame makes you isolate, and a predator loves an isolated prey. Victims of scams often fall for the recovery scam. A lawyer or hacker contacts you. I can get your money back. You are desperate. You want to fix the mistake, so you pay them, and they steal the rest. It is the double tap. Listen to me closely. You were not stupid. You were hacked. Your biological vulnerabilities were exploited by a professional who studies human nature like a weapon. Forgive yourself, but do not forget, pain is data. The money you lost, that was tuition. That was the price of the red pill. You paid $10,000 to learn that the world is predatory. Good. Some people pay that for a semester of college and learn nothing. You learned a lesson that is etched in your scars. Do not let the shame turn you into a victim forever. Turn the shame into rage. Not rage at the scammer. He is gone. Rage at your own weakness. Use that rage to build a fortress. I will never be food again. I will never be the sucker again. Reconstruct your mind. Stop looking for the refund. The money is gone. Burn the hope. Hope is what killed you. Accept the loss. Zero out the account. Start from the ground up, brick by brick, work by work. This is the primal way. The wolf does not cry over the lost hunt. The wolf gets up and hunts again, but this time he hunts smarter. You need a defense grid. You need a checklist that you run every single time money is involved. If an opportunity violates one of these rules, it is a trap, no exceptions. The primal filter, the urgency. Test, does the offer expire? Is there a countdown timer? Are spots limited? Rule, real opportunities do not expire in 24 hours. Real wealth waits. If they rush you, they are robbing you. Walk away. The secret sauce test. Can they explain exactly how the profit is generated? If they say algorithm, AI, ARB, or complex structure, it is a lie. Rule. If you don't understand the yield, you are the yield. The referral test. Do you get paid more for recruiting people than for selling the product? Rule. If recruitment is the primary revenue engine, it is a pyramid. Period. The guaranteed test. Do they use words like safe, guaranteed, risk-free, 100% win rate? Rule. The only thing guaranteed in life is death. Anyone promising risk-free returns is a liar targeting your fear. The lifestyle test. Are they showing you the car, the watch, the beach? Rule. Wealth whispers. Poverty screams. Real billionaires don't sell courses on how to be billionaires. They are too busy being billionaires. The flex is a marketing cost to catch the fish. The cult test. Are you allowed to ask negative questions? If you ask what if this fails, and they attack you, ban you, or call you toxic, toxic, it is a cult. Rule: legitimate investments welcome scrutiny. Frauds demand faith. Print this list. Tattoo it on your brain. It will save you more money than any investment will ever make you. We have reached the end of the dissection. You now see the matrix. You see the wires. You see the puppets. You see the blood on the floor. The financial pyramid is not just a crime. It is a mirror. It reflects your own shadow. It reflects your laziness, your greed, your desire to be special without effort. The scammer cannot enter your mind unless you open the door. He needs your permission. He needs your greed to fuel his machine. To be truly unscammable, you must kill the part of you that wants the free lunch. You must fall in love with entropy. You must fall in love with difficulty. Understand that the only wealth that matters is the wealth you build with your own two hands, your own brain, your own sweat. That wealth is sticky. It stays. Wealth that falls from the sky evaporates just as fast. Stop looking for the elevator. The elevator is broken. In fact, the elevator is a trapdoor that drops you into the basement. Take the stairs. The stairs are long. The stairs are steep. The stairs are lonely. But the stairs are solid, and they are the only way to the top that doesn't collapse under your feet. You are a sovereign being. Your energy is precious. Do not give it to the vampires. Do not give it to the big brother. Do not give it to the guru. Hoard your energy. Direct it into your skills, your family, your tribe, your mission. Become a producer, not a consumer. Become a predator of opportunity, not the prey of illusion. The world is full of traps, but the wolf does not fear the trap. The wolf knows where the trap is. He walks around it. He eats the bait without springing the mechanism. Be the wolf. The code is clear. Trust physics. Trust work. Trust reality. Everything else is a scam.